Hey guys, happy Thursday. Today's Thursday, April 18th, 2019. It's almost the weekend. I cannot wait. This is Ted Bogert, aka John Lennon with these glasses. I've got some stuff going on with my eyes. I'm with the beautiful Jackie Guzman-Silva right next to me. Let us know, hey Ash, let us know you can hear us and see us. Dan Grebe, what's going on? Give me a thumbs up or a heart because we want to hear her story. She's got a great one. What's up, Patrick? So let us know. Just give me a thumbs up. You know how it goes. We're in a private room. All right, we've got all sorts of parts and stuff. So she's a little nervous, right? Which everybody is when they're on the show for the first time. It's awesome. She's been great. We had a great conversation. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to have you. All right, so everybody always likes the origin story. They want to know about Jackie. They want to know, we joked earlier, we don't want to know you were born and now you're a realtor. They want to know the in-between story. So give them a little bit.
Definitely. Well, I'm originally from New Jersey.
Oh, me too. Where?
North Bergen. So
me too.
Really?
I was born in Ridgewood, and I lived in Ramsey.
Oh my God, look at that.
Where were you born?
Well, I was born in a military base
in
Puerto Rico.
Gosh.
But then we relocated permanently to New Jersey when I was 6. So.
What city did you live in?
I lived in North Bergen. In Union City. So very close to New York City.
Nice. Yeah, it's 20. I always joke it's 20 minutes. Everything's 20 minutes outside Manhattan.
Yeah, just grab the train, the bus, and you're there.
People don't believe me. They're like, New Jersey's close to New York. Yes.
Very. So basically, then we moved to Florida back in 2011.
Was that also military?
No, this is just, we got tired of the cold weather and things
it's
like
so
that.
cold up
It
there.
sure
I don't know how
is.
anybody deals with that.
Not anymore.
Even
As
if
a
you
kid,
like snow, even if you like cold, it's just not my favorite.
Not anymore. As a kid, it's great, the snow days, but once you have to start making a living on your own.
Drive in it, put salt on the
fun.
driveway, deal with sliding cars. It's
Dig
never
your
good.
car out,
Thanks, Greg.
definitely.
Hey guys, hi O'Dallas. Good to see you guys.
So basically we moved here. Then I became a full-time stay-at-home mom to my 3 daughters. So
that's right. You have 3 girls,
3 princesses,
a husband,
a dog,
but a boy dog.
A boy dog.
We've got some of that. No more estrogen.
No, he needs a break from that, my poor husband. But yeah, so I was a stay-at-home mom for about 5 years. Once my kids were old enough to, go to school, daycare, that's when we decided I was going to join the workforce again.
What did you want to do when you were growing up?
Great. I had so many things, but basically what stuck out towards the end was nursing. I like taking care of others. I love anything that has to do with medicine and operating rooms and all the guts and glory. I love that. So I'm really into that, but it just
you
didn't
probably
work
like
out.
all those shows, right?
Yes, I do.
My kids love. My daughter's an oncology nurse, so they love all of those shows. The pimple popper and the toe
Sandra
one,
Lee.
the one with the toes. Oh my God, I can barely look at it.
I haven't seen the one with toes.
Oh
but
my God,
definitely Dr.
it's so
Pimple
bad. You see
Popper.
their hooves, and you're like, oh my God, I'm not so bad as I thought I was.
No.
Hey John, hey Hafid.
But I definitely love that. So unfortunately, it just didn't happen for me. I guess it just wasn't, in the cards for me. And I've done a lot of customer service. So transitioning right now to real estate kind of was just a
Talk
good
about
deal.
your customer service, because that's the title of the show, the keys to success, communication and customer satisfaction.
Exactly.
So what's your background? What did you do? I remember you seeing, it's not AT&T, or maybe it is.
It was
it's
Verizon.
Verizon.
I worked for Verizon when I was 18, 19 years old. I had no clue when it came to sales. I couldn't sell your pencil if you needed one. It was one of those, but I had a great trainer, Manny, and he taught me everything, and he kind of brought it out for me, and I was even a top seller, believe it or not, at the company. I was very...
How was that? So you say you're not a salesperson, and you're not. You don't come across salesy at all.
No.
What was your methodology? How did you find your comfort zone?
I just found something to relate to that client. So if my client to me said, oh, I have 3 teenage kids, guess what Jackie has? 3 teenage kids at 18. And that's how I kind of built a rapport with the particular person, and just kind of dug in a little bit, just asked a little bit more questions. I just want to get to know you so I know what to offer you.
And so that's how you're able to, I think it's so important you bring that up, because that's communication too. That's the basics of it. If you're sitting there and all day long, all you're doing is waiting to say your part and you're not listening, which is basically what she's saying. She listened to what they were telling her, and then she took that and use that as part of the conversation later. That's not a bad thing, that's a good thing, because what you're doing is you're basically repeating it back to them and saying, oh my God, this, and being something relatable, something where they feel comfortable with you.
Most definitely, and that I think that's such an important key when it comes to customer service, whether you're selling a phone or you're selling a house or you're selling a pen to somebody. You just need to listen and just kind of find that common ground with that person, and everything would just take off from there.
How did you figure out how to make sure that customer satisfaction, because communication is one thing, right? So you can communicate all day long. That doesn't mean that people leave happy or come back happy. So how did you build that in? What did you do? Was there a follow-up plan? Did you have what did you do to get the customer satisfaction, or you realized that it was important?
Tons of coaching, really. Having the team leads basically tap into your line, listen, and just kind of call you out on it. And I believe in a service industry, you need to be coachable, and you need to learn to listen to positive criticism or constructive criticism, because this is how you learn, how you grow. And I took all of that in, and as a matter of fact, I usually I would ask my team leads, don't tell me what I did right, tell me what I did wrong. And that's how you build yourself, and that's how you become better at your craft.
That's very forward thinking, because I think a lot of people want to know what they did right, but they have absolutely no desire to get any kind of constructive criticism. And I think what people don't understand is that's so important. How are you supposed to grow if you go into it and you think everything you're doing is 100% right? You're definitely in the wrong industry. No sales for you, no personal relationships.
Set up yourself for failure, really.
Yeah.
If you don't, in this industry, again, when it comes to sales or customer service, you need to focus. You need to be told from an outsider's point of view what needs to be done, what needs to be corrected in order for you to keep succeeding and keep moving forward. I've seen a lot of coworkers that unfortunately did not take coaching and they lost their jobs. So I didn't want to be one of those. So.
Were there any surprises when they came back and you said, no, I don't want to know what I did right, I want to know what I did wrong? Were there any things that you learned along the way? Hey, what's up, Jeff? Love you. Were there any things that you learned along the way that you were surprised by, things that you had to correct? Because I know you told me earlier you weren't perfect. None of us are.
No, far from it.
But was there anything when they came and said, all right, Jackie, if you want that information, here's what we would recommend that you change or adjust?
Just definitely, I like to surround myself with people that are already successful. So what I would tell my team leader, if I had any type of downtime on the phones or whatever, I would ask them, can I sit to so-and-so? I know they're very good at what they do. I want to listen in, even if it's for 2 calls. I want to know what they're doing, and that you kind of pick up on their positive traits, and you kind of introduce them to your own spiel, as I call it, and then you build on that. So again, it's very important to surround yourself with the right people, like-minded, where they're going to get you to where you want to be.
Well, and I think a lot of people, because ego gets in the way, they're afraid, for whatever reason, I don't know why, they're afraid to allow that in. They're afraid that they're going to be shown up, that they're going to be one-upped, that it's going to be a bad reflection on them if they're trying to learn, and that's just not the case. If you're in your job, and let's say you're the number 1 person in the company for the 10 years, okay, well then you're doing something right. But most of us have something we need to improve on, and we can learn. I think a lot of people go into trainings, don't ask the right questions, and then they're just stagnant and can't figure out why. Well, it worked with so-and-so. Well, if it's not working now, something's wrong, you have to tweak it. And you have to be open, which is what Jackie is. You're open. So you were at Verizon, and then what did you do? You were there for a while, and what did you do after Verizon?
And that's when we moved to Florida. I got a job at the Sears call center, which was fun. But
wow, so the Sears call center, like when people call in for a product, or was it a customer service?
It was customer service, and their, what do you like those insurance plans for your appliances.
Oh yeah, so yes, like warranties almost.
Correct, yeah,
Yes,
that's what I was
yes.
think of the name, but that's what I did. Then I got pregnant, so it was just better off to stay home with the girls at
Sure.
this point. And I learned a lot of patience. You learn negotiating.
You certainly
skills
know
with the
negotiating.
toddlers
Learn
and-
that for sure.
So it was just a good break to. Luckily, my husband's very supportive in that, and he said just do what you need to do at home. But once that transition, I was like, okay, now we need to transition and get me back in the workforce.
So you wanted to go back in the workforce. Hi, Kimber. You wanted to go back in the workforce. What brought you to real estate?
Just basically was my husband really pushed the issue with that one, simply because it gave me the opportunity to be very flexible. That's one thing about real estate, that I'm not stuck at a 9 to 5
Right.
office. I could work from home, I could work from a restaurant, I could work from the park if need be.
Or the Citrus Club.
At the Citrus Club, especially. Plug them in. But it gave me that that possibility of that I could still attend my kids, go to school events, go to field trips if they're sick. So it gave us that opportunity that it's a little bit more forgiving. And then also it just comes right down again to the sales part. I've been in sales since I was 18. So it's just something that comes a little bit more natural to me now because of my extensive background. So that was just.
But you were in timeshare.
Yes.
Okay, so was that your first foray into real estate as far as
Yes.
the sales part goes?
I went to school and straight to the timeshare
All right.
business.
So talk a little bit about that. We were talking earlier about, God bless anybody, all of my friends and people I know who are in timeshare. That is a completely different animal,
Yes,
and
it is.
expectations are crazy there.
Most
What
definitely.
what was the draw there? Was it because the money was going to be good? You figured, all right, because there's not always flexibility there.
Unfortunately, yes, I had learned that the hard way. There's no flexibility. It
None.
kept me, kept me away from my family eventually, especially on weekends. That's the only time
Yeah.
I had with my kids, and couldn't spend any time there. Also, it's very cutthroat. It's like you said, it's a very different animal. There's a lot of convincing, a lot of psychology that goes into timeshare, because you have to dig into that person's personality traits and kind of pitch that sale. I did it for 3 months. It was fun because it's like I got them. I got them to see the value of
Right.
this product or this vacation, but it was just too time consuming. It's a little straining on me
I
as
think
a
it's
person.
emotionally draining for a
It
human
sure
being. I
is.
mean, all my timeshare friends out there, if you want to comment, that's fine later. But I just feel like everyone I know who's in it, they seem like they're in stressed out mode pretty much 24/7. Because you can't leave that job. And then the things that you are doing in timeshare, it's a unique product, and you have to sell it in a different way than you're probably used to. And so you really have to wrap your head around it, your heart around it, your soul around it, and it can drain you. That's what I've seen.
It sure is, because you also have the pressure that you have to sell X amount. My husband's here.
Oh, hello, Jose.
So it's a lot of pressure as far as getting the sale done, but the money's good. That's what kind of draws
Yeah.
you in, because it's instant. It's not like, I have to wait months and months to
Right.
get this deal. It's just, I have you in front of me and you're not leaving without me signing that paper.
Right.
And it's just kind of, and that helps you kind of keep pushing and pushing, because I want to see how far I could get with you, and see if I could really convince you and break you down.
So it honed your skills, right?
Yes, it did.
You already were customer service driven and oriented. You already wanted to make sure people were satisfied. Communication you obviously had. But what it does is it really fine tunes those. It teaches you a lot of things you didn't know.
Manage objections.
Yes, the objections thing I think is the number one thing. All of my friends who are in timeshare, who have been in it, I mean, rejection is nothing to them. You
kinda
learn
let
to
it
just
slide right off.
let it go, which is great training for any other sales position you're in. So you after 3 months, you're like, okay, I got to get out of here. You're
I'm
done.
done.
So what did you do next?
So then I joined a brokerage, and started learning the ins and outs. With that particular brokerage, I learned about the cold calling. something I kind of really never done before.
Did
so-
you join G World first?
No, I
Okay.
joined another
Okay.
brokerage, and I did a lot, and they kind of helped me.
Oh, he's being so
I know,
sweet.
distracting, but it kind of propelled me into the cold calling area because I've never done that before. So I had to gain that person's trust to fill out a credit application with me over the phone. We've never met face to face, so
Right.
it helped me a lot. But as you know, with any career, any business, you have to find the right fit for you. So
Right.
then I was for a brief time I was with them. Very nice company, very good company, but we weren't clicking as to what I needed to keep growing in this particular business. That's when I reached out to G World and met Jeremy and his team, and it's been great. They teach you a lot as to kind of be self-sufficient. You just don't want to rely on someone feeding you all the time. They teach you the hunt, so to speak.
I love that, sure.
And so they teach you how to become a hunter and kind of go out there and do what you need to do, but you also have their safety net that if something's wrong, I have them to support me and propel me back.
Incredibly supportive. But what you were saying earlier, you have to find the right fit. It doesn't matter if you're a realtor or whatever business you're in. If it's not the right fit, spinning your wheels and spending so much time on that is not good for anybody. It's not good for your clients, it's not good for you or the business. So I love the fact that you were able to go, all right, this just isn't the right fit. Guys, not being the right fit isn't a bad thing. It just means that it's just not meant to be. There's someplace else that's going to be a better fit for you. Why would you want to stay in that all the time? Because then you get the negative impacts of it's negative on your mind, your soul, your thought process, your business. You dread going to work. I mean, if you're in any of that, you're probably not at a place where there's a good fit.
No, not for you, definitely not. And you just have to find the right people. Like I mentioned, you have to associate yourself with the people where you see yourself in the future. So
Right.
if I kind of see myself in like being like being in a social media and things like that, so I need to associate myself with that. So and it's like a learning curve in any business, especially when you're a new entrepreneur and you're in the business. You need to latch on to the right people that's going to guide you, and not be selfish about the information they're sharing. They're just an open book. And that's what I like, that with G World, it's all an open book. It's all just laid out for you. And if you need the help, they're there. If you want to venture out and, crash and burn if need be, they'll let you do it, but you also have that opportunity to come right back and kind of, they help you.
What I love about what you're saying too is that an important part of what you're saying, I think, is that you're willing to learn. So a lot of people get in their 3, 4, 5+ years in any industry, and they don't want to attach themselves to somebody who can teach them. They prefer to just stay status quo. And I think that's such a mistake. So what the whole message that I keep hearing you say is I wanted to be around people who could that I could learn from and that I could do better with the skills that I have. And then you're learning new skills. You're learning new skills. You're learning new people skills. You're learning new management skills. You're learning new sales skills. But you have to be open to that. And that's what I feel like Jackie has done her whole career, is being open to allowing that to happen. A lot of people get in their rut. It's stay in your lane. Look, I'm a big believer of stay in your lane when it comes to minding your own business. But when it comes to business itself, I think it's so important to affiliate yourself with people who are successful, who are doing things, who you admire, who are making a difference, and that's what it sounds like you've done. And of course, Jeremy and Gia and that whole crowd at G World, they're front of the line. They're doing a lot of great stuff.
Very innovative.
That's the word. Thank you. See, I don't always know the words, people. But I love that. So what's next in your horizon? What do you want to do? Because this is your Facebook Live, not your debut, but you've been on with Jeremy or Gia. What do you want to do next? What are your goals to finish out 2019?
2019 is just continue growing my business, knowing and associating myself with the right people to propel me to that next level. Obviously, Like you did mention, we don't all know everything. And this is the type of business you have to create good relationship with. You don't want to burn any bridges, so I just want to keep all these bridges nice and wide open, so I have to cross them back and forth if need be. And that's basically what I want to do. I just want to continue knowing and growing in this business and just sticking my hand in everything and just finding like, okay, this is my area. Like, I'm going to focus on this. But at this point in time in my career, I'm all over the place because I just want to know and learn everything.
Sure.
Until I kind of find like, okay, I'm just going to focus here and just keep moving forward.
How is it being, having 3 daughters? No teenagers yet, but you're getting close. Watch out.
Right
3 daughters and having, really having your career blossom, your real estate career blossom. Do you have any difficulties with balance, or is it because Jose is very supportive? Make that money.
Yes.
I'm gonna like him, no doubt in my mind. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that a great, like, how do you make it work?
It's tough. Luckily, I have a good husband that he is like my cheerleader. He pushes me and kind of scolds me if I need it, kind of get me back on track. And also just raising 3 daughters. Usually in any type of business, it's usually male dominated. And my husband says, you are their mother. You need to teach them how to be successful. And
I'm my wife's biggest kid too. It's just a dude thing, man. I got you.
So it's just he kind of puts me back and puts everything in perspective as far as we're raising daughters. We want them to be independent and things like that. So I have to find that balance of like, yes, you're gonna fail, you're not gonna be good at everything, but just to have that resilience and to keep coming, getting back up and keep trying and show them. I am a big believer in schooling, so I'm always on my girls. Like, you have to go to school, always have a plan B or C. So that's what I try to project and balance. We do what we can,
Listen, every day we try to balance.
It's
and
hard.
every day I mess up in some area of that balance.
Yeah.
But we're trying, we're cognizant of it. I love what you said though, the girls, all your kids, they watch you, they see what you're doing. So they accept the struggles. My kids told me, or they saw when we had trouble with something, we weren't, something was not successful, we were stressed out. But they also see the successes and how you handle both. And so being able to be the person that they're looking up to and you're cognizant of it, that's worth its weight in gold. All right, we're going to share all of Jackie's contact information, how you can reach out to her, how you can learn more. She's so lovely, right? So she was so nervous getting on here.
Thank you.
And she just did you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
All right, any parting words of wisdom, anything you want to share with them before we head out?
Just basically, I just want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity on this forum, just to kind of have people learn about me, especially being new in this industry. So it's just a matter of anything that I can help you with, whether it be sharing any knowledge that I have that gained throughout this short year that I've been a real estate agent, or just kind of have like that mom support too. Just I'm more than welcome.
Sometimes the reason that we do the origin story and we talk about the struggles and the things is because regardless of the industry, when people connect, we were talking about that earlier, somebody will at some point reach out to you because they saw the show and, oh, he's so sweet. And it won't matter what industry in, it'll matter because you were open and willing to share your story and what you went through and the things that you deal with and the good things and the bad things. And so reach out to Jackie. She's just as wonderful and personable and open as you can see. You can't make this stuff up. You've been a joy to have on. See, you did your first show.
I know.
You're
exciting.
fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to share all her information later. We love you guys. We'll be back later on this afternoon.
Thank you.